In today's episode, guys, we start season number 3. Oh boy, I'm excited because we start our first campaign in Bundesliga 2. Come on! Welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you're having a fantastic day. And let's jump into things because we've had a long old summer. Plenty of transfer news to speak of. And that's where we'll start off. I think that's always the best place to start off. Let's get into the nitty gritty of who is joined the club and who has left. So we'll talk about the outs, as we've only got 2 people who are leaving. Of course, 1.FC is finally leaving for Greuther Fürth. We knew that at the start of January when he signed a pre-contract to join them, obviously over the summer. 1.FC left. We've managed to improve our midfield, so I'm not too concerned that we've lost him. He is a decent deep line playmaker for sure, but would have been nice to get a little bit of money for him because he's worth about 200 to 300,000. I think I could have got for him, so that would have been a nice little bit of change. But he's left on a free. We move on essentially, and then our next one, Tom Fladung here, German midfielder, 20 years old. Rated 2.5 stars by my scouts. Potential ability of 2.5 to 3.5. I thought I'd see what he can do at Wuppertal, who are obviously in the division below us this season. See if he can perform at that level, and then we'll review moving forward next season. So, okay, then we shall move then on to the ins, which is obviously the exciting part. So, striker-wise, we brought in Michel Riossa, 19 years old, 2-star current ability. He's got like, I think 5-star potential or 4-star, or I think it might be 5 though, I'm pretty sure it is. Currently training him as a poacher, as I feel that's where he's most suited. Working on his anticipation currently, as that's the only weak part in his game regarding being the poacher position. All his stats look very well rounded for being a poacher. He's 19 years old, got bags of potential on a free. Yeah, I thought he was worth a punt essentially. Then we picked up Tobias Schweder, right-sided midfielder, winger. Just looks very solid. I know he can also play fullback actually, which I didn't actually realise that he can. But yeah, we've brought him in. 47,000. I looked at his stats, I thought he's decent. He's very similar to Torsten Roscher in a lot of respects, ability wise. So I thought I'd give it a shout. Bulks up our strengthens our squad, which is something that we needed because our squad depth last season was quite poor, generally speaking. So yeah, we've brought him in. He's 28 years old. His value's already shot up to 425, so even if it doesn't work out, we might be able to move him on and make a profit off of him. Who knows? Hopefully he performs well and we don't need to sell him within 6 to 12 months time. Then Michel Sharafaloni, a goalkeeper, 23 years old, and brought him in for 60k. If we compare him to our main man Bereshevsky, you know, he's solid at 23. Better aerials, slightly better eccentricity, lacks the slight on communication. Shot stopping, I can barely speak at the moment. Shot stopping, down by 1, and distribution down by 2. But he is going to improve over time if we look at this. Okay, we can't see currently. There you go, potential of 4-star there. So he can improve, the lad, and I've just brought him in. 60 grand I thought wasn't too much of a punt considering we've got $1 million chance. We started off with $1 million transfer budget. I thought that was quite fair. Then our first loanee, Diego Caracedo, right back, just very solid. I saw the opportunity to snap him up on a loan and I took it. Looks very decent. Should compete nicely with Rizzuto, 23 years old, 3.5-star, 4-star potential. Not that that's really matters, but 3.5-star current ability should come in handy for us. Played a fair amount of games for Granada last season in the 2nd division. So yeah, and he's performed well as well with a 7.11, so that should bode well for us, seeing as we're in the 2nd tier of German football. Then our big money signing, Massimiliano. As you can see, we've gone for quite a few Italians. Busolato from Pisa. Solid box-to-box midfielder. That's basically why I got him, to strengthen that central midfield position. Looks very, very solid across the board. A couple of areas where he could be a little bit better technically. But on the defensive side, solid, mentally very strong and physically capable as well at this level. Resolute personality, which is obviously fantastic news. 3.5 star current ability is what we need. 29 years old, he's not going to improve much more, but 700,000 his value's gone up to, which is nice. Then our two frees, Vasilis Karatidis, 18 years old midfielder, looks solid, very similar to Matondo actually if we compare the two. Whoops, come on. Oh my god, we'll get there eventually. Matondo, very similar, there or thereabouts. Matondo obviously has a little bit of an edge, but he is a fantastic youth player. 3-star current ability, 2.5 stars, so he's slightly worse, but he plays in the central midfield. We're trying to sculpt him into being a deep line playmaker for us, something that he needs a little bit of work on. If he's got some really good areas, first touch, anticipation, his balance, technique and passing are solid right now, especially for an 18-year-old, but his tackling is letting him down, and composure and positioning, which is something we're working on in additional training. Then finally, I saw this guy on a free and I just couldn't help but snap him up. Basically another keeper, not that we need him, but if we compare, kind of shows Badishevsky up a little bit. If I'm being honest, I thought I'd just sign him on a free. He's not on tons and tons of money at 3.3k either, and we've got plenty of room in a wage budget to go. So there are our signings. I think decent so far. We may look to add to that, but it's going to be difficult. We're running out of time, essentially, before the transfer window closes. So I think we'll fare pretty well. If we look at the season preview, we're sitting mid-table apparently in 10th. So I will take that as a first season. Always when you get promoted, I always want to see a consolidating season where you get comfortable mid-table and you don't get dragged into a relegation battle. So that is what we're aiming for this season. That is my goal, mid-table, and then try and look to progress further on. If we look at our finances, we've still got 1.5 million in the transfer budget, still got 20,000 odd in the wage budget to go, but currently I don't really feel the need to add to expand that any further, to be honest with you. Defensively, we're still trying to look for another centre back, but as of right now there isn't really one available that's tickling my fancy, so hopefully, fingers crossed, that will come about at some point. And I've waffled on long enough, and we shall get into the opening game of this season, where we're up against Jan Regenberg, who are projected to be relegated this season. So this should be a good example to see kind of where we're going to figure in this season and how well we're going to do. So without further ado, let's get to the team selection for the first game of the season. Let's decide who deserves to get their first start of the season. Rocha, Gabauer, of course. Henning and Pepic. Are they the midfield that we want? I think I want to go with Busolato in there to start things off. Pepic is defensive, deep line playmaker. Okay. We've got Smith, and Smith is playing the pressing forward as Schreiber retired at the end of last season, if you would remember. Kaius Naja, a guy we signed from PSG last season, is making a start after making a promising starts in the Kaiserslautern second team. Burchert is in for his debut as well. Let's go with this team. We're predicted to actually lose this game according to the bookies, which is quite interesting actually. Didn't really expect that to be the case, considering they were, see the season preview, they're supposed to be yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised with the season preview, considering, like I said, we should be apparently achieving a higher finish than these guys, but we'll see. We'll see today. This will be a big, like I said, a big inclination to how well we are actually going to do this season. Lovely flick on. Stolzel puts the ball in the back of the net to put them 1-0 up after 2 minutes. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That is not good at all. Not good at all. Should find a way back into this game. Gabauer. Nice one into Smith. Ooh. Stung the hands of the keeper. Yes, and Spalvis tucks one home after Russia. Does well to keep the ball in play. And just hits a low cross across the 6-yard box where Spalvis gets ahead of the keeper there. Keeper's been quite poor there, to be honest. Done well with the first shot, don't get me wrong, Maya there, but this, you should be picking this up all day, not letting Spalvis get across that front post. But, you know, why am I being ultra critical at the end of the day? We done the job and got back into the game pretty quickly, actually, after just 5 minutes. Back a level pegging. They're playing a classic 4-4-2 as well, eh? Except they're playing it advanced forward and pressing forward, whereas we're poacher and pressing forwards. Busaleto into Spalvis. Lovely little dink ball. I would expect Spalvis to do a bit better there. We know his quality, what he's capable of. In this system, he seems to just do fantastically well. But yeah, couldn't find the back of the net on that occasion. So far, a very even game. I know XG were slightly up, but I'd say generally it's quite a 50-50 game. Tyler Smith's in. That's a tame effort. That straight at the keeper. You need to be trying to hit across the keeper there, I'd say. Russia lofted one into the far part of the box, but goes out for a throw-in now. No highlight from the throw-in, which is a bit disappointing. Possession-wise, we're only on 35%. But it's what you do with your possession that counts. And when you go in a level pegging, I would prefer our passing completion to be a little bit higher than 77%. I would want us to be more like what they are in the 80-85% range. But again, it's about, you know, being aggressive and playing them forward passes, which means that sometimes your percentages go down because you get intercepted. Trying to play those more adventurous or creative passes forward, whereas playing them side-to-side passes obviously does get your stats up, but aren't the most effective at times. Palacios, ball into the box, we deal well with it. Now can we break with Spalvis? Holds up the play to try and bring some players into it, and nothing comes of it. Let's encourage the team. Right, let's pause for a second because Busaleto is quite tired. So Jack Rolls is going to come in. We know what Jack can do. Very, very good player. Did fantastic for us last season. Rizzuto's got a knock. But luckily, we don't need to worry because Caicedo is going to come in. This is what I'm talking about. This is what we need. Strength in depth. All day. Russia. Can he put a good ball in now? 10 minutes to go. Josh Knight does pick it up. He's going to put the ball back in. But it does well. Great legs on him there to get back into a defensive position. No, but Caicedo gives the ball up. Palacios. Oh my god, are you serious? Are you serious? Oh my god, that glitch then. Jesus, what? That was some freaky stuff right there. Freaky stuff. Caicedo, just as I bigged him up. Cheap pass to give away, and we've been punished. That's a difficult pill to swallow, really. If I'm being truthful. Can I bring Matondo on? No, we're not got no subs. Gotta go attacking, try and get back into it. One last attack. Could it be? Russia. Up to Spalvis. Oh. He's got to be off. Babo's off. Well, it's too late now. It's absolutely too late. Or is it Russia? Can he put a delightful ball in from the set piece? Slotterbeck. Yes! Tyler Smith steals it. Come on. Yes, come on. Let's go. Tyler Smith. Come on. Get into that second ball. Slotterbeck does really well there to get up. Maya, decent save, but Smith reacts quickest to tap that one home to yes, to get us a valuable point, to set us on our way at the start of the season. That, I think a draw is a fair result in the end if you look at the stats, if you ignore the XG. Of course, a very, very even game. We're going to outstretch arms. No, we're going to outstretch arms because I was happy with that in spite of what my assistant manager wants me to do. Let's go. What an opening game of the season that was. Right till the death, we thought we'd lost it, and then Babo gets sent off, and then Russia. Delightful ball. Slotterbeck's always a handful in the box, and Smith was alive and alert to sniff out a chance, and he took it well. So, fantastic start to the season, even though it was only a draw, but positive. We competed against them. I would say in a 50-50 contest. There's room for improvement to do for sure, but I'm pretty confident that we'll be able to avoid relegation this season. So, when we're going to come back then? Schedule wise, I think we'll smash through all of August, and I think we'll come back in September. And I'd probably like to play the Hanover game because that's a big club, Hanover. So we'll go for Sandhausen and then Hanover as well, I think. Because I think Werder Bremen, they're in the Bundesliga, we're going to get beat. We're not going to progress through that, I don't think. We are at home, so we might have a chance, but it is unlikely that we will progress past them. And then we'll have a few games just to get us in the groove. And yeah, we'll come back for the Sandhausen and Hanover 96 games, I think. So, if you have enjoyed today's video, guys, I'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. It would really help grow the channel and all that good stuff. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I shall see you in the next episode. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.